Well, the 211 program has been a pretty good success this past year, and here to help us understand it even more is Betsy Winget from the United Way of Greater Lima. So welcome, Betsy.
Thank you so much.
All right, so explain to everyone what the 211 program is. We've talked about this before, but just to refresh.
Right, we're still trying, as you and I were talking before, trying to get the word out. 211 is an information and referral system. Sounds easy. Chris, maybe when you moved to Lima, you needed to know a doctor, or you needed to know how you got your utilities set up. Maybe you were looking for housing, a doctor, mental health services, legal services. These are all things that you could pick up the phone, call 211 and find out. Yeah. You can also text. We added a texting service about 2 years ago, which is invaluable because people love to text, but also in a crisis situation, and we've had them where maybe you or someone else is not free to speak, the call, or it can be text in and the operators pick it up. We have operators that are actually live right here in Lima at the Area Agency on Aging that are taking these calls.
Wow.
Last year we were very close to 5,000 calls and texts for the year. Each year it keeps climbing. It started mid-year of 2021. We're, as I said, still trying to get the word out. Last year, the top 5 were food and utilities, housing and shelter, clothing and household, and health care. And those calls and questions can be about anything, and the operators can then refer you to the agency or the business that can help you.
Yeah, so the 211 program, is that a 24-hour service? Is it just any time you can just pick up and call or text?
Yes, 24/7, absolutely. And maybe, again, I said you're new in town and you don't really need to call or text somebody. You can also get on the 211 website. And just if you're curious about, okay, I just want to look up some info in the Lima area. And one thing I like to tell people is not all the calls are coming from Lima proper. The statistics, which is part of my job with 211, they are coming from Cairo and Bluffton and Spencerville and Delphus and Lafayette. They are coming from all over the place. So this is an Allen County service, not just, Lima itself.
Yeah, and that's a great thing. This is a big difference than just, let's say, Googling something, right? Because you actually are talking or communicating, because there's texting involved as well, with somebody that's living and working right here in Allen County. So they have kind of like the hands-on experience, right? The knowledge.
Absolutely. They're from Lima, so they know.
Yeah.
It was originally started in Toledo. Well, just imagine, somebody's calling you and asking about Toledo, and you're going, or Toledo about Lima. So it's actually housed here. The operators are here now. And I think it's, it's a phenomenal service because people can have questions. As I said, anything from a general, I need a lawyer, or I need transportation. We also get a lot of calls for transportation services. And these operators get into the database and they know, and they can get the questions answered. And as I said to you before we started, if it is a crisis, they can patch in. This is a partnership between United Way, Area Agency on Aging, and Mental Health and Recovery Services Board. And if there's an emergency, they will patch it right through to mental health and recovery services.
Yeah, this really answers so many questions that people would have. I don't care if you've just moved here or if you've lived here all your life, there's always questions that come about, right?
Absolutely.
So anything from like lawyers or healthcare, mental health, as you mentioned. If you're a veteran and you're asking about veteran services, which we have a lot of veterans out there, from kids to seniors to everyone in between. Like, really, this will answer pretty much anything.
Absolutely. And we see, as you can imagine, it's wintertime. The calls go up. Needing utility help or utility assistance. There's a lot of services that the calls increase at various times of year. Mental health goes up at holiday time. Summer, you see the electric related type calls and texts going up because it's hot and summer. So they're seasonal a bit, but one thing I've noticed, again, as I look at these, we're getting 400 to 500 calls a month. That's staying fairly consistent. And again, as people find out and know about it.
Yeah, so that's awesome. We just keep it growing, I guess, And it's really simple. Just call or text 211. Yes. Right. 211 right on the phone, and you get connected.
Absolutely. Or jump on allen211.org. That's the website that can also just give you information.
All right. Well, Betsy, thanks so much for coming in and giving
Chris.
us information. All right. Well, don't go away because we'll look at the weather forecast when we return.